Have you heard the phrase daily spiritual practice? Do you know what that means? Do you have one? Do you know what the benefits of having one are? Well, in today's episode of Blaze, we're going to be looking at what a daily spiritual practice is and what constitutes a daily spiritual practice, because it is a powerful spiritual tool for transformation and change. And here at Blaze, a place where we examine, look at, dive into different tips, tools, teachings, and techniques from the various traditions to help you to embrace your woo and share it with the world in the ways that are perfect for you. And having a daily spiritual practice can and is part of that. I'm Surya Krishna, your host of Blaze, and I've been consciously on a spiritual path for over 16 years now. I've been helping people to transform and change their lives for over 30 years. And what I've found is that it's through the spiritual practices, it's with the spiritual practices, employing and using them, that people can more quickly transform their lives. That through engaging in all the levels of the V diagram, which I've talked about in previous episodes, that fast, effective, and by effective I mean long-lasting, change can occur in people's lives. So, having a spiritual practice, what does that mean? Well, having a daily spiritual practice is like going to the gym daily or going to a yoga class daily. It's a dedicated, you set aside some time, you dedicate some time every day, you set it aside to spend in contemplation, meditation, spiritual practice. And for me, having a daily spiritual practice has been foundational in helping me to maintain a higher vibration and continue to evolve and grow to raise my vibration. And the benefits of that are a life of more ease and grace, more of the good stuff. So I might do another episode explaining about vibration and why that's important. Today I want to talk about the spiritual practice. And to be honest with you, it's one of the questions I get asked the most from my students and clients, people who are interested in evolving spiritually. And like I said, for me and my peers and those who have employed a spiritual practice, it has been a very fundamental way in which people have changed their lives. So, like I said before, it's very much a lot like going to the gym. It's something you do every day. Not that you go to the gym every day, but something you do on a regular basis that shows your dedication and devotion. Now, it's said that our divine relationship is just like any other relationship. It takes time and commitment to foster, to develop, to grow. And having a dedicated spiritual practice, a daily spiritual practice is one of those ways. You show up for your divine relationship. Now, how that looks can vary for you. It now varies for me day to day in what I do. There's every once in a while I'll engage in a sadhana, which is a practice that I do every day for a number of days. Generally speaking, though, my practice tends to vary. Now that I've become very established in my divine relationship, I can flex and flow a little bit. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing actually a 12-day challenge, a 12-day Raise Your Vibration challenge. And each of those days, each of the 12 days, I'm going to give you a different technique or tool to use that can then be incorporated into your daily spiritual practice. So at the end of the 12 days, you'll have a set of tools or practices to do that can be used for a daily practice. So I'm going to outline them now. And the first one that I usually do is some pranayama. Some pranayama. I hope that's not backwards for you. Oh my goodness. So that's usually the first thing that I do when I begin my daily spiritual practice, is some pranayama. Now, like I said, nowadays my practice really varies, but what I'm going to give you is the foundations for a very effective daily practice that once you become established in that divine relationship, then you can flow a little bit more. You can engage in different things as you learn and experiment with this. So the first one that I usually do is called pranayama. Then the second thing that I do is invoke. Invoke. Oh, the pen that I picked isn't very good. Let's see. Can you see it? Invoke. You can't even see that. Oh my gosh. So sorry. I'm going to have to grab another pen. I know this one's going to work. So it's to invoke. And so when I invoke, number 2, invoke. So what I do is I call on those who love me unconditionally, my team, those who love me unconditionally, the names and faces of God, for guidance and protection. Then the third thing that I do, I'm not going to use that color, I'll try this color, is I start chanting. Chant. So the first thing is pranayama, second thing is invoke, third thing is chant, or another name for chanting is japa. And what chanting or japa is the repetitions of the names of the divine. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, normally what I do is a couple of different chants. So I start off with Lord Ganesha, Ganapati, and there's a reason for that. And then I will head into likely Om Dom Durgaye Namaha, so calling on the goddess Durga. And then I will usually finish up with some Gayatri Mantra. And the Gayatri Mantra calls in the light of your own soul. It's a prayer to ask that we blaze like the sun blazes with the light of our own soul. So it's I find it a very useful chant. And so I will do 1 to 3 different chants. Trying to use that color. Oh, here's another color I haven't used, and it kind of matches my shirt. Oh no, not there, it doesn't. Anyway, so we've got pranayama, then invoke, then chanting or japa. Then what I do, number 4, is give thanks. Give thanks. And who I'm thanking are those who I called in. And I thank them for their guidance, protection during the session and continuing. Then what I do is, I'm trying to find another color here, 5, I cut. So then I cut. And what that is severing the cords of negative energy to any person, place, thing, time, or event, including the old me, the me from before I began my spiritual practice, so that I'm set free to be the new me, to be the new vibration that I've called in. So these are the basic steps of a daily practice. A daily practice that, if you began to engage in, would hold you in good stead, would assist you in the raising of your vibration, assist you in your divine relationship, connecting more deeply with the divine. So I've just given you the skeleton. I've just given you the basic outline. I haven't really gone into too much detail. And that's because I want you to join my 12-day challenge, where I am going to go into greater detail into each of these. And like I said, it's going to be 12 days. So that's going to be spread out over 12 days. And I'm going to go into greater detail in this 12-day challenge. Now, it might be on Instagram. It might be here. I haven't quite decided the platform yet. Let me know what you would like. And on Facebook as well. So it's probably going to be on each one of those. I just don't know where the primary one is going to be. So stay tuned for the details. And if you already know how to do these, this might be your reminder to start engaging in them more regularly, to develop your divine relationship, to raise your vibration, to create more ease and grace in your life. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Let me know. If you have a practice, tell me what it is. I'd love to know what your spiritual practice is. Do you use that? Do you adapt it? What do you do? Let's share these ideas and share them with each other. Let's build a community, because oftentimes being on a spiritual path can feel lonely. Oftentimes we're thinking in ways that are very different from our regular families and friends. And so when we can come together in a community like this, when we find like-minded people, it can be really helpful. Can help us to feel not alone, that we're not weirdos, that we're not completely different from everybody else, but that there are people who think like us, and you don't have to go it alone. This is a place to find a community, to come together, and to share ideas. So please share your ideas. And that's it for now. So let me know how you go with your daily spiritual practice. Stick around for more details around the challenge. And I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Bye for now.